anybody who has their priorities messed up like that, you also will buy a dog and die alone. You also will just be out there angry and upset and bitter and lonely because you have this fantasy in your head that it's supposed to be like this. Everybody can't be a billionaire. Everybody can't be a millionaire. Everybody can't be a thousandaire. You got to get in where you fit in.
Hello, beautiful people and fellow winers, and welcome to another episode of A Little Something, the number 2. Wine About with your hostesses, Siobhan Camille.
And Tae Michelle.
Where sips get real and we wine while we whine about life, relationships, culture, and so much more. It is Third Here Wednesday, which means it's Wine with the guys. We got our guy with us. Mr. Trey Proper is back joining us on the couch this week. We are going to discuss, the whole dating thing, this whole 50-50, what makes a man. We're not doing the typical 50-50. We're talking about what makes a man, right? Money, 50-50, the whole debaticles that's going on, as Michelle was saying, debaticles. We're gonna touch on it with this man here because he's been single, he's engaged, he's about to be married. I feel, perspective.
Cover all.
Cover. We just doing all of that with the spirit physical. So grab a glass of your favorite red, white, rosé. Join us on the couch. Come over onto YouTube if you're listening on your favorite podcast platform. See all the reactions. It's a little different than just listening. When we fall silent, it's usually because we're in amazement or we're cracking up and it's just not registering. We silent laughing. So
anyway. Well, thank you guys for having me again.
Yeah, all of the good stuff. As you know, if you're new or if you're regular, this is the part of the show we call our popping grapes experience. For those who don't know, that just means this is a wine we've had for the first time. We're popping the grape. Ta-da! For this month, we have chosen just white wines. It's white. It's a white September. So we got white wines. Sissy, what's your popping grape experience today?
So this is a Moscato.
Oh.
By Castello del Poggio out of Italia. It is 7% ABV, semi-sweet. It says orange blossom, bright notes of orange blossoms, wildflowers, and honey. I don't really know. I'm going to tell y'all this got chosen because I know we haven't had it before and it was like affordable at the grocery store. So that's what happened. This was an affordability buy.
Understandable. Don't mind me. Yes, I have my sandwich on the table. It's clean. I was eating. So
I wasn't gonna say nothing. I was like, where the
judge your mama?
Wait, where her plate at? Where your paper towel at? What's going on?
Look. I wanted a smoothie. But due to the time of day that it is, I won't be getting a smoothie. Okay? So, I really didn't want the pork chops. So I said, if I got to have the pork chops, because that is what I cooked, I'm going to put it on some bread. And that's going to be bumper vegetable. I don't have the energy. It's going to be this here ghetto tail sandwich. And I thought I was going to be finished. But, I'm going to be honest, I don't want the rest. There's some things happening. I'm changing some things and I am... Nope, I lied. This is day 10 for me. And my body is starting to change already. Like my taste and like I get full a little faster. So where I would normally punish this, I'm like halfway through and looking like...
Eyes bigger than your stomach.
Way bigger. Because I don't know where the rest of this is going. I'm going to be honest.
The perspective of that glass, that's a big ass sandwich you got.
True. Yes, indeed.
Oh man.
Well, my popping grapes experience on that note is this Rodney Strong Chardonnay made in California. It says V. 2022. So I guess version
Vintage.
that makes more sense. It's the
All right,
version of the
Miss Smile.
2022 vintage semantics.
Don't.
What's the horsepower?
The horsepower is. Oh my god.
Is it on the side?
Ooh, shite. 13.5.
Oh, you're gonna be feeling good.
I
You might finish that
probably,
sandwich.
I probably need this. I'm not gonna finish that sandwich.
That's making up for that confetti last week. That's what that is.
Girl. Because you saw how long it took me to drink a little bit of that. Okay? So, how did we get to this topic? Let me tell y'all something. Your girl just, I be on the algorithms randomly and be like, wait, what? I'm confused. Why you say that? But didn't they just say this? Why this podcast say that? Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about this here manhood. Because I've been hearing a lot of stuff. People, oh, you should go, it's you and your partner. Or the man should lead. Or most men's masculinity is tied to their money. Or it's tied to, and I'm like, y'all, it's a whole lot of noise. It's a lot of noise out here. And it's going 50 million different extreme ways. And nobody is like balancing out and making things make sense. So we figure let's talk to us, our people. You know, we like to say we regular, degular, schmegular, everyday folks. We're just ordinary people. We're going to talk to us and grab some of our people who we, like, what's up, bro? Like, talk to me a little bit. Like, we know statistically, society, yeah. But, like, for real. Like,
do you
why?
feel like your masculinity is tied to your wallet, Trey?
Yeah. Honestly, no. So I'm coming from the extreme regular degular, been broke most of my life type side of things. And no, I'm still, when I was single, that ain't play no role in it. Like, we all go, so I'll say this from my perspective, my opinion, that when you get to a certain level of money, then it can start messing with you. But when you a broke dude on the street working a regular 9 to 5, you gonna try to get in where you fit in. Like, that ain't gonna make no matter. You gonna shoot your shots. You gonna get who you get, and that's where you gonna be. It's like, all right, shorty, we can go to the Poconos in about 6 months if I save up all my money. But I don't make over $50,000 a year, so you gotta wait for and settle for this roof Chris that we gonna do when I get paid. That's all you gonna get. Like, you gotta wait, but also, you gotta make sure you know how to shoot your. No, I said that, measure your own expectations for yourself. You ain't gonna go after the model who's been dating athletes and everything like that. You're gonna go after the shorty that's working at the counter at CVS. That's who you're gonna go after. Like, know who you're gonna go after. But if you got game like that, shoot your shot wherever it's gonna go. But me personally, no, it didn't tie into my masculinity at all.
But yeah, I mean, and I'm glad, like, you said that, like, because remember a while back, and y'all, we talked about this on another episode, the whole first date list, which y'all know we cut that up. Go watch that episode. It is hilarious. Watching it now, it still reigns to be true, but it is hilarious. But like you just mentioned, like, oh, when I get paid, we're gonna go to Roof Chris. For some people, Roof Chris is back in.
I've only been once.
It's I've been a few times.
I've been once.
Humble brag. I ain't gonna say how many times I've been. Leave it alone.
I've been more than a handful of times. But where it's good, I've been to ones that are a lot better and a lot more pricier and a lot less pricier too. That's still, but whatever. Anyway, I don't think we should equate the quality of the restaurant that you can take me to the quality of man.
I agree with that.
And I think that's what kind of gets me through all this listening to it. And I'm like, let me ask a guy. Like, when you heard that whole crazy tail list thing, what were some of your thoughts? Like, how does this? Like, what were some of your thoughts? Let's just start there. Let's go.
You're asking me, so I didn't hear the list. What was the list?
List that was like
Oh, that
no
was like you can't take the
Cheesecake
girl was like you can't take
Factory.
me on
Oh,
this
that.
first
Oh, okay. All
the
right. So
list.
I thought it was, I thought it was fucking crazy. There's all these dudes. Don't you can't have sprinkles on your ice cream. If I want fucking sprinkles on my ice cream, I'm gonna get ice sprinkles on my damn ice cream. It is what it is. I still will bend you over this couch and make you forget all your worries. So, look, hey, y'all know who y'all brought on this show.
Sprinkle me, baby. That's what he said.
I'm sprinkling, put them shits on your ass cheeks. Keep playing with me, but it is what it is. Like Salt Bay it up. So that whole list was ridiculous. It was like Cheesecake Factory shit. Who don't like cheesecake?
First
Who
of
don't
all,
fucking like cheesecake?
I don't like cheesecake.
You weird. I'm sorry. You're not weird. You're eccentric. I'll say that.
I
I'm
don't like
sorry.
cheesecake either.
Yeah. You are also eccentric.
I like Cheesecake
However,
Factory,
I go to the Cheesecake Factory.
but I'm not gonna
I
get the
just don't eat
cheesecake.
cheesecake.
You know.
I'm a fat boy. I love cake. I'm gonna give me a cheesecake. It is what it is. Most of the women I've dealt with enjoy cheesecake, so that was always a good place to go. Especially in my 20s, that was like a real good thing. You 21 taking a girl out on a date, and we getting good food, and we getting dessert, and we gonna do some other stuff after this.
But it's
It was a good time.
variety. I don't know why people was hating. Like, it's so much stuff on the Cheesecake Factory. I dare somebody go there and say I don't like nothing on the menu. You lying? You like wings?
That was my thought. My thought was if this dude doesn't really know you and it's your first date and he's trying to get to know you, he took you to a restaurant with a menu where you like something. So if nothing else, now I can figure out, oh, she's a seafood girl, oh, she's a salad girl, or she's the type that likes, wings.
That's only.
Like,
Or
right.
she's a appetizer, entree, and dessert girl.
And cheesecake ain't cheap. Cheesecake Factory is not cheap either. Like, once you start eating, it racks up, boo. It's not. I didn't understand that either.
Yeah, but the other thing. Oh, sorry.
That's why I asked. I was like, let me ask a guy, like, what you think about that?
So most regular dudes will look at that list and say the same thing. You're fucking crazy. I'm not going to deal with you, because like it was another thing. Like what was something else that was on that list that was asinine. You can't cry at movies. Like if I have an emotional moment, I'm in tune enough with myself and I'm comfortable enough to have a teardrop out of my face. That's disqualifying me. That makes me less of a man. You're fucking crazy, and you're gonna. Sorry, got to pull out the Kevin Samuels because we talking about this. You're gonna buy a dog and die alone. What the fuck is the matter with you? Like you're not
Absolutely.
gonna have somebody. You're not gonna have
Like,
somebody because you're obtuse in your desires. And part of the ownership is men have some have built up the expectations of some women to expect these things. They look at these people and they put them on pedestals and they think this is what a man is. This is what I should be expecting. This is what I should be getting. When the mass majority of us are not living up to that particular expectation, the other half of the ownership should be on the women for having that expectation, having those standards. Some people should lower their standards. That's just how I feel. Like you shouldn't be expecting you're going to get. I don't even know who the fuck is popular now. You're not gonna get that top dude. You know what I'm saying? Where you are, you got to meet who you are where you at. Meet them where they at. So yeah, I
so
can't.
I agree. I agree to a certain extent, but let's just say you see like I'm about to go extreme Christian Grey type situation. Like he just met her. She was about to cheat on an assignment for homegirl. You know what I'm saying? Like in those type of situations, which happen, there are and not just female meeting a wealthy man, but a man meeting a wealthy female. It happens, and more so now, considering women are quote unquote leveling up their boss status or whatever they want to call it. Um, I've heard or seen some men feel like challenged, like, oh, like I've literally heard, especially in Sony Park, like my woman can't make more money than me. What? Why? Like I want to know why. Like what? Because then, oh, well, then she feels like she wears the pants. Not necessarily. And then how dare you speak for the woman? What would you say to someone who has maybe that train of thought in reference to how that looks to their how that makes them look or feel in reference to their masculinity? That was a mouthful.
I got you though. It's if that guy has a perspective where his woman can't make more money than him, his mental priorities are not in order. Like you are worried about the wrong things, and guess what? She's going to fuck somebody else because you are showing your
Whoa.
insecurities.
What?
You are. I'm just gonna call it what it is. She
Look,
gonna leave you alone for somebody else because you sitting
we
there
are
bitching
going to
about the craziest
call
stuff.
this
She's going to fuck
episode
her
just
partner. I'm sorry, y'all
why
don't
no
want me.
chaser.
If y'all want me to go raw, I ain't gonna go raw.
No, go. Look, we gonna call it why no
But
chaser. Period.
she
Okay.
gonna end up sleeping with her partner in her office. Like that's what's gonna happen because she gonna feel alone and alienated with this dude that can't. That's constantly harping on stupid stuff. If my fiance, if she hit the lottery tomorrow and she's a billionaire, you know what I'm gonna be doing? I'm gonna be riding them coattails. Goddamn it, I'm gonna be right there. Can you get me the PS5 with 3 extra hard drives? And can you give me this 80-inch TV? Can you get that for me, babe? Thank you. Smooches, all that. I don't care. Now I'm also the type of man, I'm half Jamaican. I'm gonna take my ass to work still. I'm not gonna be sitting there doing nothing. Not because I feel like I gotta compete, but because I have to provide something. I have to come to the table with something. And we also, what I always like to, my favorite line, we communicate. And it's going to be expectations and expectations set on what I need to do and what I need to bring to the table, and then we come together as a partnership to make it work. So anybody who has their priorities messed up like that, you also will buy a dog and die alone. You also will just be
Everybody.
out there angry and upset and bitter and lonely because you have this fantasy in your head that it's supposed to be like this. Everybody can't be a billionaire. Everybody can't be a millionaire. Everybody can't be a thousandaire. You you gotta get in where you fit in. Like, dude, chill the fuck out. She make $150,000 a year. You make $50,000 a year. Together, you make $200,000 a year. Y'all can go to Poconos when you're ready. You can buy the new car. You can put new shoes on the kids. It's all about the unity between you and your partner. Like, shut the fuck up and get in line. That's just me.
But I think that's it though, right? Like the one word in that whole thing, partnership. And I think
Unity. Oh, you got partnership. I got unity.
I got partnership. It's the same.
You're welcome.
But I say that because I think so many people, but since we one of the guys, talking about the guys, I think a lot of men haven't quite adapted to the idea of a partner. And I think it's because a lot of men are still raised with this old school mentality of, because you see it all the time, right? On the internet. Provide and protect, provide and protect, provide and protect. We're not going to talk about all the videos you see when this woman is in danger and all the dudes standing there, right? Right. We're not going to talk about those videos, but y'all provide and protect, provide and protect, provide and protect. So you wear the protection's out the window. Then we're not going to talk about all the dudes out here who screaming 50-60, why should I if she can? So you're not providing either. Because then when a woman asks you to provide, she's a gold digger. Like, so what? I think a lot of this is a lot of men struggling to define themselves for themselves. I think the men I've found that have been the most successful in relationships, from Trey to the other people, some other men that y'all have seen on the couch with us, if you ask them who they are, what they want, they know. They know. And it's not something that they read in a book. It's not something that they saw on an action movie. It's nothing they read in a red pill, echo chamber of peen. It's who they know who they are. Because a lot of stuff is like when you ask a dude, well, why is it that? They really can't give you a straight answer. Well, I provide and protect, okay, but do you like do you? Cause she like do you? Or well,
Have
that's
you?
my
My
job.
thing is, have you asked her if she feels
If
protected?
that's what she, or that's what even she's looking for,
I
because
mean, for me,
But
it's not
on both sides.
right. Yeah, but for me, and when they say that, my thing is he is saying he provides, he protects. Okay, that's what you think you're doing. The woman that you are with, have you asked her if she feels
But
protected?
see, I'm not. I guess where I'm talking isn't even about men who are with women. I'm talking about single men. I'm talking about men who feel this is what I'm supposed to do as a man, right? Since this is a conversation like, what is your masculinity tied to your wallet? I think for a lot of men, it still is. That's why you have all these nice guys and everything else who, as annoyed, I think, as resentful as they are about feeling like their masculinity is tied to their wallet. That's how they were raised. That's how they perceive themselves. And because money is easy to get, right? Like you can go to a job, you can be a terrible person and make $100,000 a year. You can be like a horrendous individual and run a country. Okay? There have been dictators all over the world. There have been horrible men running place. You don't have to be you don't have to be a good person, nice person to be successful in business. You don't. Usually it's quite the opposite, quite frankly. And I feel like the challenge for a lot of dudes and where the resentment comes from, and this is just my opinion as a woman on the outside, is it's easier if I can identify as my wallet because that I have control over. I feel like I have more control over. That's something I'm okay with. That's something I've been told. Versus this person is telling me, because a lot of women have said, I'm not worried about your money because I make my own. I just want you to treat me well. I just want you to say these things to me. I just want you to be vulnerable with me. I just want you to come home on time. I just want you to not cheat on me. I want you to not put your hands on me. Like, I want you to do these things. And dudes will say to them, that's not what you want. You want a man with money. And I think a lot of it is because if you are that man with money, you don't have to be a good person. It's harder to be a good person than it is to get money.
Well, yeah, I definitely agree with that. Shoot, because sometimes I ain't got money and I'm not a good person.
Right. So, Trey, do you have any thoughts and reactions?
Yeah, so I think it's so speaking from my own perspective, when I was younger, when I was in my 20s, I did not have the experience that I have now. And it was a point in my life where that was I got to get my money because that's the perception that was put off. That's been put off by media, by movies, by books, by magazines that you got to be the baller in order to get what you want. Whether it be women, cars, clothes, whatever it is, you have to get buku bucks in order to be able to live the life that you want to live. And over my 40 years on this planet, my 20 years as an adult, I had to learn that no, it's about personal relationships. It's about learning who you're dealing with, whether it be your friendships or your intimate relationships. You have to learn what to do, what not to do. You have to realize that okay, this is not what's important right now. What's really important are the connections, are the things that you learn to feel, the true love that you grow. Like if you don't have that experience and you're led down the wrong path by everything that you see around you, yes, you're going to have that perspective. Both men and women. There are women out there who, we've heard the songs, we've seen the movies on both sides of the fence, where the toxic stereotypes are what are pursued. They are what are desired. But as people get older, it's been people that I know now who I knew 20 years ago who would be who were totally different people, but they got on the train at the right time and they realized, okay, that's not important. That's not what I need to be pursuing. That's not what's going to bring me joy and happiness and love. I was one of them. And for a while I had to battle with myself. I had to get out of my own fucking way because it was me that was stopping good relationships or even good friendships. And I had to buckle down, get to myself and grow the fuck up. And it took time, and I feel like I'm in the right place. God's still working on me. He's still working on me, but it takes time. And I really don't think, at least in the Black community, we are not going to get that unless we have elders, the big unks, because I'm officially unk now. I've been told that to come and tell the young ones, hey, you got to slow down. You got to make sure you prioritize the right things in your life. So if you don't have that maturity or you don't have that mentorship to guide you, you end up lost.
True. I mean, they talk about that. Remember when we were younger, we had the unks, and it was oh man, you just old, you old school, you just is that and the other, and slowly but surely we came around and was like, you right, you okay.
Right.
You might
You
have had
right.
something. I just sidebar, I just feel like this generation up under us, I don't know if they're gonna get it. It's gonna take the Lord for real, cause they wait. I know we did stuff. They
Well, they said the same thing about us. They said the same thing about us. Well, some of us. And again, you had to grow up. You got to grow up, and it does take. You have to go through life and experience life, and that's all it takes. It's these the young men and young women out here who are becoming adults, who graduated this year and are going out into college or going out into the workforce and joining up and doing whatever they got to do. They have to go through these steps. They got to get their stripes, and it's up to us to be there for them to guide them.
I
I
feel like
mean, yeah, but
every
also
gener
why we can't? Why did like somebody got to listen? Like early to change.
but I feel like every generation is going to look behind and forward and romanticize, right? Like that's people look back and romanticize. Like I see so many people talk about, oh my God, the '90s was this great era, as if there was no racism in the '90s, as if
Mm-hmm.
there was none of this woke. It wasn't called that, but it was the same thing. You literally had the token black person was the '90s, right? Like that would we consider woke now, but it's the same thing. It was just we didn't call it woke. It was like, oh, the token black dude, right? Like I feel like people look backwards, and the other thing is because I hear a lot of dudes in their 30s, back when I was looking, complaining about y'all women, I literally had someone and I showed Michelle this message when it happened last year. Your grandmother was better than your era, your grandmother this, and I'm like, my grandmother was a monster. Like not a bad person, but like if you think I'm bad, you both my grandmothers were the I had two southern black grandmas with high levels of Native American and guns. What do you mean better? Like my grandmother broke a window in the winter in the middle of freezing ass New York, throwing a glass ashtray at my grandfather's head. My uncle cracks jokes. When I grew up, I ain't know pots and pans had handles because mom would just be tossing them shit. So what do you mean? My grandmother was better than you. Don't know that lady? She was crazy. Love her. My favorite person in the world because she was crazy. But I
I ain't
think
gonna talk about my
there's
grandmothers, okay?
there's that misconception of like, oh, your grandmother was better. Well, also part of the part was my grandmother couldn't own property. She had to get my grandfather's approval for a bank account. She had to get a lot of women in that era had to get they were dependent. They were children, essentially, as far as the law was concerned. So the same way men now complain, man, women just be like kids, because I've heard that too. No, women in my grandmother's age that y'all put on this pedestal truly were. So when you're like, well, you need to go back to that. You mean being fully dependent on a dude? And to that point, the issue that comes next is the lifestyle that we grew up in is not the lifestyle they're growing up in. We didn't have instant communication. You wanted to talk. I love this one dude on Instagram because he's like a British black dad, and he be teaching his son like how to knock on doors, how to
That
do
one, yeah.
stuff how to do stuff the old school way. And like once it's like go at knock on your girlfriend's door, and he just the dude like rat tat tat. He's like, are you beatboxing on my door? You don't beatbox on the door. You don't beatbox on the door. And then like the door was left cracked open and he pushed it. He's like, I did that
You
as a
open my
test. You
door.
don't open nobody's door. But like they don't do that now because everything is a meet me somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
If everything is a meetup.
How do you know how to ask? Do you know how to answer the house phone? I watched something, not to get off topic, but something similar to that. The lady was like, she got rid of cell phones. Right. She got rid of cell phones. All her, they got a regular house phone. And they, with a caller ID, of course. She didn't go back that far.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right, right.
But she literally was like, call your friend. Like, what now? Was it harder because their friend they were calling a cell phone? Yes, but she taught them how to ask properly for someone. Like, hello, how are you? May I speak to? this, like, that type thing. And I was like, yeah, we had to learn how to do that. Like, we had to learn how to greet someone. We had to learn how to do those things, which is why I truly believe, that's one of the reasons why I say they can talk about us, but we knew basic stuff that these kids don't know how, up under us, they don't know how to go into an interview.
Yeah.
They don't know how to answer simple questions in an interview. Granted, that was something that we were taught, but we knew how to at least greet someone. These families don't know how to talk to nobody.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you know, no. And then watching, because I have high school children, watching the males and the way they address each other, let alone a female. I'll be honest, it's scary.
Well, yes, it is scary. But this is where there is parental responsibility, in my opinion. Not wholly for them, but as parents, as the millennials bringing up their whatever the hell they are, Gen Z, I don't know, whatever
Alpha.
they are,
There's
alpha,
alphas.
Alpha and betas.
yeah, whatever the hell
These
they
were
are,
raised by Gen X, who everybody keeps forgetting about.
yeah. So it's our responsibility again to make sure. Like for my son, my oldest son, I now have 4 kids. We have a blended family. Little Trey is going to be 18 in a couple of months, and he doesn't talk like that because from day one I've been talking to him like a grown man should talk to his son. I've been explaining to him things, how to communicate, how to do this, is those steps that I've taken to cultivate my child. And that humble brag, I don't care, but I've done a damn good job about it because he doesn't. When he worked with me at my job this summer for a summer job, and people there love him because he's respectful, he stands up, he speaks honestly, he speaks truthfully, he's not blunt like me, he ain't got the carte blanche of the beard man, but he does it respectfully, and he's welcome back on his next summer off, well, before he goes off to school. And that's because I did that. Now for my bonus children, who are, I'm not going to say that, my children, they're going to get the same treatment. The girls are going to get shown how to speak, how to talk, how to walk, how to interact with the world, as well as the little boy. You will learn how to speak to people. Right now, he's 6, so he just walks into the room. Ma, I wanted to try again. I look him dead in his face. Try again. Go back. Right. Go back and try again. What are you supposed to say? Excuse me. I'm sorry to interrupt. He has to do it every time until he gets it right. And it's just that simple, and it's that repetition that takes to you've Michelle, you've raised children.
Yeah, but see,
Siobhan,
my kids, mine
you've
is different. They ignorant because they know
oh,
this and they still don't do it.
oh,
And
so-
not they don't do it consistently. They are not consistent. They are very inconsistent. And my Sagittarian kicks in, and I go, "Oh, now," I, and it's also because they got the teenage years, and now they start smelling themselves. Them
mhm,
hormones,
yeah,
them hormones, and it's like, wait, I done raised you. I know you know, but okay. So now I am on the. I'm gonna give you the energy you get me,
yeah, yeah,
and let's see if you like the disrespect. See, that's another for me. That's where I'm at in my teaching. Oh, we've been disrespectful. Okay, let's see how you like it. But then it's angry, and then that's when I have to go back and go. Now remember, you asked me to do this, that, and the other, and to take this and this into consideration, and then you turn right back around. And when I asked you, your first response was like, but you want me to do what?
mm,
See, and I have to do it that way because I also need you to know in this world, they're going to match your energy. That's one. Two, in this world, they might not match your energy, but your energy still can't be wrong as this
yeah,
reality check, especially my sons. I am really, really big on, I'm big on my girls too, but that's a whole nother wine for another time. But my sons, and I think it is important, like you said, for that mentorship, for that because like now they're starting to date, and I'm like, well, One got girlfriend for 4 years. He don't count. I don't say starting to date. He's dating. That nigga almost married in my eyes, but 7 years. I need 7. But and that's another thing. You're looking, looking at him. I feel a little proud, my son been in a relationship for 4 years. Okay, hold up, oh shucks now. What? Like maybe he clearly saw something, and they are growing together, and it's very respectful, very this. It's not your normal teenage relationship, which is blowing my mind. But I look at that, like you said, silent win for me. I did something good. Whew. Yay, you seen something good in me and this crazy man that you call your stepdaddy. But my son up under him. Now it's like, okay, we know we have one going, heading in the right direction, still looking more, guiding. Okay, cool. Now it's the next one. Are you even following your brother? Are you like not necessarily doing exactly what he's doing, but what lessons have you seen from him? What lessons have you seen from your dad? What is it that you're taking away from Papa? What is it that you're taking away from the other male figures around you? And how is that molding you into who you're picking? What do you feel you bring to a relationship? Because you're talking about a girlfriend this, girlfriend that. What are you bringing to this relationship, and what are you looking to get from it? And those are questions that I feel any parent or responsible person who is interacting with, especially the males, should be asking. So my question I think to you would be, what are some things, I know outside of the everyday, day-to-day things, but what are some other things that you have taught your son and your sons and teaching your son, or even mentored a nephew, a cousin, you know, or just maybe some little young dude in pass and you saw something and, you might want to like, hey, yo, let me talk to you real quick.
So it's a grab bag. In all honesty, it depends on the situation. Like, off the top of my head, I've also got two brothers who are underneath me. They're adults now. They're in their 30s. But even when they were going through their relationships and even just going through life and work, like my youngest brother, he was in the Marines, and he was basically beat up by a sergeant, and he was over in Japan, and because he was talking shit, he got beat up. But it's like having to coach him through the whole calm down, breathe. My motto has always been smart, careful, wise. Everything you do should be smart, careful, and wise. And that's what I've been telling everybody. Trey, JJ, Milan, all my even the girls get that too. But it's because you have to stop and you have to think how to evaluate every situation, whether it be a violent situation or a caustic situation. Excuse, my dog is barking. He barks every time somebody comes to the effing door, and I'm gonna jack him up. Sorry, but whatever the situation will be, you have to remain smart, careful, and wise. Because as a black person, male or female in this country, you can't react, you can't jump big, you can't talk shit in a lot of different situations. You have to remain as calm, cool as possible because you don't know how people are going to react to you or what they're just waiting for their opportunity to jump out at you. They're waiting for an opportunity to use this as an excuse to take you out, whatever meaning that may be for you. So smart, careful, wise is what I've been belaying to those in my life for as long as I can possibly imagine. So I don't have any direct instances of like straight mentorship. It will come to me in the moment. The relationship stuff. Yeah, don't play with girls' hearts. Just be the that's one because little Trey had he gonna mad if he gonna kill me if I tell him tell the story. But last year, his junior year, he finally got a little girlfriend. And it's like, okay, all right, buddy, like, take it easy. You got to focus on school. You got to focus on your grades. You in ROTC. Don't spend all your time, extra free time with this girl. You don't know anything about her. I know her dad don't love her, buddy.
Oh,
You're 17. You don't love anybody yet. You know what? I'm gonna give you that. You think that you're in love, but it's truly just lust. Chill out. You need to be a friend. You need to be a friend from here until you can do what you need to do as a grown man. And I mean grown man stuff. Well, I mean, we haven't even talked about having, like, I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking about grown man stuff. By that, I mean, can you provide anything as far as going out on a date? Can you drive her somewhere? Can you pick her up? Are y'all gonna be riding the metro? Is she cool with that? Like, what other things can you do? Because just holding hands in the hallway is cute, but that's not a real relationship. That's not what grown men do. The intimate stuff comes later, but building that relationship is it requires more time and effort, and it does require some monetary things, yes. But that's life. That's what we have to. That's our lot in life. You got to be able to pay for that dinner at Roof Chris. If you can't do that,
Bust them studs.
exactly. You ain't calling me for that damn $500 bill. I ain't got you. You who the hell you get up there?
Why
Who the
you
hell
going
dropped
no
you off?
$500 bill? You ain't got no money.
Exactly. Exactly. So in those instances, and same thing for my brothers, just talking to them about their relationships. Like, yo, just be the friend, just be chill, calm. It's gonna come. Don't be worried about when you gonna get it. Don't be tricked. That's another thing. Being pressed about getting some. It ain't that serious. It's great. It's amazing. I love it. However, it doesn't run my life. I don't have to do it every waking moment. I wish I could, yes, but it doesn't have to happen every waking moment. I got other shit that's more important. So it's going to come, and there's 7 billion people on this planet. Half of that is what you desire. So one's going to go by, and another one's going to walk up. Literally, he broke up with the girl, and like 3 days later, Lil Trey was like, "Yeah, this girl started talking to me about what a." I know, I
I thought you
know.
was just in love.
You were so in love.
He was madly in love, like talking about we're gonna run away. We're not run away, but we're gonna go to college together. And, okay, all right, yeah, okay, puppy love, sure. Broke up. 2 weeks later, new girl on the. Because he's a very attractive young dude. He don't realize it about himself, but he gotta be. We be at the pool and girls be like, I'm like, boy, hey, they scoping you, boy. They looking, they look. I know I'm the old man at the pool, but go, yeah, go do what you gotta do. So, but yeah, I've always tried to steer everyone in the right direction, and not to be a toxic asshole or to be abusive or anything like that.
So what makes a man masculine? So what is masculinity to you? Because we've established it's not your wallet, right? So you talking about how you raising your sons at this point. So what makes you a man, Trey?
Well, it's mud. No, I'm just playing.
I listen. I walked into it, but I'm gonna hope that we get that done, and now we can. Right.
No, so truly, in my opinion, what makes a man is his ability to provide more than monetarily. You need to be able to be there emotionally, physically, spiritually. You need to lead in those ways, not with your wallet. You don't. We as black people, we came from a bunch of people who were slaves, and the fathers in the homes were still stand up for their families, still raising these our grandparents, our great whatever, how many greats grandparents, and they came out not perfect, but they came out upstanding individuals in most cases. They didn't have buku bucks. They still made do. They still were loyal to their women in some cases. In some cases, they weren't. I'm not saying they were perfect, but being there is very important. Being present, being affectionate, being open and honest, teaching, growing, mentoring, and not just your kids, but the community. That is what would make you a man, in my opinion. That's what will make you worthy of that title, worthy of what's between your legs, homie. Like, you got to be there. You got to be there. If you can't, if I made $1 billion and I never saw my kids, kind of fucking man am I? I'm a selfish individual. I'm only about myself. I'm only about my gains and my pleasure and my desires. I we got an idiot in charge of everything right now who's the epitome of that. Doesn't give a fuck about anybody else. So no, that does not make you a man. That doesn't make you the man or a man. It makes you lesser than. If if you're present in your family's lives, your children's lives, even if you're a single guy and you just a stand up dude, you just are there for the people that matter to you and you matter to them. You're there for them when they car break down. You're willing to help them. You see an old lady trying to cross the street. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what makes a man to me.
So, all right, my last thing, because you literally just hit on it. That's what you're supposed to do as a man. It's something that we as people teach or should be teaching our sons, daughters too, but because we're talking about men, males, our sons, oh, this is what you're supposed to do. And, we hear this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go out, make the money, you're supposed to jump in front of the moving vehicle and knock the chick out the way. Yes. You're supposed to walk on the outside. You're supposed to give her your jacket when you're cold. You're supposed to hold the door open for her. You're supposed to. And I literally heard, and I say because I was listening to a and he's a young man, like, he could be my son. Yeah. And he was saying, all the things that, his dad and uncles were telling him, you're supposed to do as a man. And he was like, even at a young age, he felt the pressure of that. Like, if I don't open the door for this lady, am I not seen as, a gentleman? What does that look like? Does that account to my character? If I don't take out the trash, like, am I not, or what if my neighborhood is literally dangerous, even for me as a man to walk outside and take the trash out, and I'm supposed to tough it up and go outside? Like, and that was something he mentioned, and hearing him, that's something he mentioned growing up. That was his thought process. Like, I get scared too. I'm afraid I am this, but I am told I'm supposed to, because I'm a young man. I'm growing up. I'm going to be the man of the house. And for him, that was extremely scary. What would you say to a young man who expressed that to you? And that's my last question.
Man up. I hate to say it like that, but I take that back. I love to say it like that because this life is not going to be easy. This life is not going to give you anything for free. You need to get up, stand up, and get what you need to do. Get it done, because nobody else is going to do it for you. If you're scared to go outside and take out the trash, your house is going to be filthy, and you ain't even going to have a dog to die alone with. You're going to die in your own filth. Like, that's what's happening. Like, you have. I'm real. I'm just gonna be real with it. Like, no, you have to do these things. It's okay to be scared. I'm scared every day. I'm a black man, and I'm a large black man in America. I am a super predator to some people. They see me. I work with nothing but white people on one side of my building and black people on the other side. We don't even go to the other side of the building, because when I go over there, I still have people who've seen me for a year, and they're like, who's to say that Karen number 5 isn't going to, oh my God. And that's it for me at work. That's well within the realm of possibility. So you can't. I've recently gone on my religious journey, and one thing is that I've learned is that we can't live in fear. You can't live by fear, only by faith. You can't go through life like that, because you will shrivel up and die. You will crawl into a corner and die,
So
because you are
how?
scared of everything.
So how? What is something that you would tell him to? I know you said man up. I mean, that's the shortcut way of saying,
Yeah.
swallow swallow it, get over it, and deal with it. But sometimes that'll leave somebody in the same situation. Like, how the fuck do I do that?
Steps and processes. What are the steps and processes?
Well, as far as going outside, it's really, well, first off, if they're having those problems, I would consider them somebody needs to talk to somebody who's professionally trained to handle that. Get some help. Talk to somebody on the phone. Better Health is on the phone. You can talk to them about that. I'm not That's a shameless plug for something I get not getting paid for, but that may be the first step that's required. If you have that much crushing fear, what is it called, agoraphobia? If you have something like that, that's affecting you that way, then you may want to seek professional assistance. Now, finding a mentor, somebody who can talk you through these things, somebody who has been where you are, finding group help, group help or help groups, people of like-minded experiences. They may be options for you to explore to find other help. I can't give you a step-by-step process because my experience and my family's experiences are different. We had no choice. We had to man up. We had to get up and go to work. We had to. Otherwise, we would suffer in the dark. So, if you have a desire to do so, then that would be the first step for me. Seek some help, get somebody to talk to you about it, and get some coaching to go through it. Go outside, make some friends. If you play video games all day, hey, can we meet up and link up in person to play these video games in person? Meet some people in real life, touch some grass. It may require you to do so, but as human beings, getting away from the race thing for a second, as human beings, we are communal creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Being alone is the first step to failure, in my opinion. Finding like-minded individuals, college campus, if you're a young person, hell, PG Community College in Maryland is right down the street from me. You can go up in there and just sit in the hollow tree and meet people. We met there. Like, hey, I was sitting there playing video games. I should have
And you
been
know
going
where
to
I
class.
was? I was curled up, balled up in a hoodie and some sweatpants, and I was asleep. And then I will always wake up, and they be like, "Oh, she up? She going to
Yeah,
class?"
all right, but but there's safety in camaraderie. There's safety in camaraderie. And I know it's hard for some people, especially in this day and age, for the younger people to make friends, but at least make the attempt. At least that would be my second option as far as step making. Finding somewhere with some shit that you like, some shit that you enjoy, and trying to communicate with that community. That's what you should. That's what social media was built on. It was
Communities, really. It was
communities coming
groups.
together. You can still find communities on there. I'm 40 years old and I'm finding out that I'm enjoying something called manhwa, which is like manga. It's just manga in color. It's Japanese animation, but it's Korean. There's a whole world of that over there that I didn't even experience. I'm a huge nerd, in case y'all ain't know by now, but that's what I love reading now. I like reading that more than I like reading Marvel comics. Now, when it comes to comic books, I found a comic book store where they have people who do that. Like there's so many options out there to expand your circle and experiment. Human life did not get to the point that it is now by staying in the savannas of Africa. They didn't stay in the same. It explored, it rotated around the world and experienced different things and grew and created more communities, and it spawned all that we see before us now. So I say rage against that fear and try to reach out.
Okay. Anything else, Sissy, before we wrap this up?
Some digressions, but it would be more toward like the woman's side. So this wines for another time. I found some wines for another
I
time.
might want to be here for that one. I want to hear what y'all got to say. I might want to be here for that one.
I mean, I'm not against having a guy on for a Sisless wine.
That would be
It'll be an interesting conversation because we get on us sometimes. We can let you in the room real quick, just a little sneak peek, little conversations behind the minds of women. Now, please understand everything that we say. You might not understand, but we do. I just gotta give that disclaimer right now, okay?
Okay.
Because you might leave a little puzzled and be like, "Well, that don't make sense. That it don't make sense to you.
to you.
That other chromosome, it makes sense to us." Okay.
Fair enough.
And I think that's something. Yeah, wine for no
I'll get
time.
my translator to translate for me.
There you go. There you go. And you still might not get it because again, it might just be is this chromosome. Sweet. Perimenopause. This chromosome. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. It is. But I think overall what we're saying is community. I think for our men, young and old out there, find a healthy community. Regular, everyday people that you will come in contact with. Not necessarily everybody on a podcast, including us, although we're regular people. However, but just find your norm.
That's what mine would be. Mine would be you have to know yourself, like, because you gonna find yourself in a if you the part of it is people go hunt in communities when they're lost, and end up in some of the worst communities because you were lost and you went lost without knowing yourself. Because it's one thing to go wandering in the wilderness, but you have a good sense of self because you like, I can't, I'm allergic to those berries. I can't eat that fish.
I
I'm
can't
not
read
doing it.
this compass, but I'm out here in these.
I'm not doing it. Right. It's different when you know yourself and you lost in the wilderness and you like, but I can't sleep that way. I can't do that because you know whatever versus you just lost in the wilderness and somebody's like, here, have these berries. And you're like, yeah, sure. So, baby, you, and
No,
because you don't,
Peter, those berries are poison.
because you don't know Peter. Because Peter,
Not the
you
night
need
lock. Not the night lock.
listen, that's a night lock, Peter. Like, that's the problem. It's too many people. That's my thing. Know yourself first, right? Like, for real. And I'm cracking jokes about like allergies and stuff, but like, I really have, I did raise a child. He has a whole lot of allergies. And I imagine him like in a grocery store, and but you don't know you have allergies. You gonna pick something up that's gonna kill you. And that's the problem with, I think, looking for community if you don't first have an idea of yourself. And that's why I said earlier, like the men I know that are in successful relationships are because they took the time, as Trey said, to learn themselves and go, you know what, whoa, let me take a minute for me. Right? Like let me cut all the noise. Other men, other women, let me cut all the noise from everybody else and ask me who, what I like, what I want to do, what I'm thinking, what I'm seeing. Like take self inventory. And I think because we are social creatures, we are community creatures, it can also lead to a downfall where you never really learn yourself. It's just as bad as those people who jump from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship. It's just as bad when girls jump from girl tribe to girl tribe to girl tribe, or dudes jump from, yo, this is my games, these my shoot and run partners, these my pool partners, these my dude. What do you like to do by yourself? And I think it is because so many people are afraid to be alone. Loneliness is a fear so many people have, but what it will do if you do lonely right is force you to learn you. And you can't be good to anybody else, like the people on the airline say, if you don't know you. You sitting out here mad because I'm loneliness epidemic. You sitting out here ready to kill women who are telling you no and giving you rejections. You not even hearing no. You out here ready to sleep with every dude that calls you pretty. Like people are sitting out here doing so many different things because you don't have a sense of stuff. You don't have a sense of self knowledge or self worth. You can't know your worth if you don't know yourself at all. And so you, to me, don't be lost in the wilderness of hunting community if you don't even know who you are. My first thing is know you and then go find your community. Because if you don't know that you, Trey can find that he likes manga, kankanga, fafanga because he knows that he likes anime and he's a nerd, right? But you know that about yourself, right? You not, this is not new to you. You know it's all
Sure.
still in this realm that I like. I like comics. I like this. I like nerd stuff. You know that. You're not gonna, and I could be wrong, this may be another side of you, I don't know. But you're not about to go join like a gearhead club. That's not really you.
No.
But society would tell you, yo, as a guy, you gotta love cars. But you may, I don't love cars. I love anime. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I'm saying. Because he could be out lost in that wilderness and somebody tell him, as a man, you like this. You're supposed to like this. And this is where you get so many people, because we're talking about guys, who are so, I'm supposed to be a provider and protector. Do you know what does that mean for you? Well, I just know I'm supposed to provide and protect, but what does that mean? I'm just, and then you get these parents, right? Because you don't know what that means because that's not your original thought. And that's my soapbox. Thank you for listening. It's my TED talk. Thank you.
Okay, so what she said was know yourself, find the right community. We all say community, and
that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And on that note,
live without fear. Don't
and,
break the glass.
and conquer your fear. That was the last one. That's what I wanted to say. Conquer your fear. Yeah. And on that note, for the fourth time, I think I lost count. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll say, oh, that was ugly. That's better. Cheers to that. Trey, as always, it is a pleasure. Thank you for joining us and having these wonderful conversations. So before we go, tell the people where they can find you, follow you, whole 9 yards.
All right, you all should know it by now, but it's your boy Trey Proper. I used to be on one show, now I'm on a new show called Gamma Blurs, where it's a little bit of the old mixed in with the new, where we're still talking our shit about comics, anime, video games. You can find us on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify. We are everywhere. We're not as consistent as we should be. That's a shot at somebody in
We ain't
particular,
gonna talk about it.
but we ain't gonna talk about it. Join us there. We're usually Saturdays around 6 o'clock. 6 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, that's where you can find me. Otherwise, it's Trey Proper everywhere. I'm not making TikToks like I used to. I might get back into it, but I'm in the middle of doing some stuff. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah.
All right, all right. So, Sissy, let us know. Y'all know what time it is. Is we smashing or is we passing? Okay. Smash or pass your popping grapes experience. That is a lot.
I don't.
I just want to pat myself on the back because I left that one alone. Growth. Growth.
It just rolled away, rolled off my tongue. My brain was like, ooh.
I don't know if I'm a smash. Like I'll tap it, you know, hit it on the ass, maybe lay
Keep
down
going.
one time, get a
You
little
gonna smack on it, little smack on
smack it. I tap little tap that. But I don't know, like this isn't like a smash. Like
It's not a hard
I'm not
smack.
smashing it. Like we can go to dinner. We can go to cheesecake.
That's what we call a night fighter. You only fight it at night.
Like
So
it's
you gonna throw the grape. She not smashing it or passing it. She just gonna pluck it.
you know, I'm gonna squish it. I squish it.
You squish the grape.
Little squish, little squish, little squish, squish. Cause the thing is, it's 7%. It's got a little bubble to it. It's not overly sweet. I think that's the orange blossom, the wildflower and honey. It's nice. This is a good like serving wine, like at a party, like a garden party type of situation. You know, you do the nice little fancy small glasses, the champagne look, not the high ones, but you know
the little
the little New Year's thing. That's what this would be good for. This would be good for like a New Year's party. I'm saying this way early, y'all. It's not an expensive bottle. Um, this is a good New Year's. You don't want to do if you don't want too much bubbles like champagne. You like champagne bubbles, prosecco bubbles are too much. This is a good sweet Moscato.
Get a
Moscato bubble that will go over well. It's sweet but not overly so. Got your 7%, so you can woo and still remember the night. Whatever you drank before, it's not really gonna mess with you too tough. It's not gonna OD on that one. Like but that's why, right? Like it's not something that I would sit and lounge and drink. Um, it says enjoy chilled with spicy. Everybody's spicy. Spicy fare, sushi, cheeses, fruit forward dessert. But that's it. It's like an hors d'oeuvres type of one. I don't know about this. I mean, I guess spicy maybe like, you know, jalapeno popper people do like that kind of thing. To me, I'm not smashing if there ain't no dinner. It ain't no dinner. This is an appetizer. Okay, so you can get a little squish, but you ain't smashing. You're not smashing.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm crushing this. Okay, we go together. Okay. Don't stay in no chance. Okay.
I can't. I'm getting over a cold. Y'all about to kill me on this one. I can't.
We go together. It is what it is. Like we
Me
go
and
together.
you shall never part.
All that. Like nothing but that would keep me from it. Like that's where we at. So yeah, this is the Chardonnay. Yeah. Yep, I hit it.
So what would you
Oh,
eat
you
with?
smashing hard. We got it.
I'm crushing. Like grapes don't exist. Like this grape what? Like
What would you pair it with?
a day?
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay.
I told you we go together. Like, this is a good Chardonnay. I'm just saying. Like, this reminded me of why I like Chardonnay. Hello. Yeah. Mind you, I have not really had it's been a while. Like, even just wine. It's been a while since I've had like a drink for real, like outside of last week, and that was entirely too sweet. And
Right.
but we go
Okay.
together.
That's it. That y'all's hit. What's the name of that one?
Rodney Strong. Okay, Rodney, we go together.
Okay.
Hey, Rodney, you strong. You strong. Okay. I see what you did there. Okay. Y'all know I ain't right. Okay.
You didn't pick me up and put me on the counter.
See. Anyway.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on another episode. Lord.
A little something. Number 2. What about? I am one of your hosts this time, Michelle.
I am the other one just trying to keep it alive and keep it together. Siobhan Camille. Lord.
Be sure to like, share, subscribe, follow us on all the social medias. And all for us is just
Instagram.
YouTube and Instagram. Don't look for us nowhere else. We are not there.
We're not
okay.
there.
Join us every one of these Saturdays out of the month at 2:00 for our live wine out wine reviews. Nope, I lied. Our wine out. What is the damn thing?
Wine out wine tasting.
That's what it is.
Lord.
Trey got me jacked up. Rodney. Yeah, our wine out wine tastings on a Saturday. Most of the time is the last or the first of the month. And remember, as always,
there's nothing wrong with a little wine.
Or a lot.
Apparently, there is something wrong with a lot. I don't know if I can say that this week. Jesus. See y'all next week.
Bye.